Good morning, everyone. Let's talk more about the Phillies yesterday, and I sort of slightly mentioned this just a tiny bit in my post-game recap because obviously I had to talk about the entire game, but it's been a really hot discussion this morning, and that's in regards to Jake Arrieta and his comments after the game, and I'm going to be honest with you. Do I think it's a little bit blown out of proportion? Yeah, I do. I think we are grasping onto these words and dragging it out to the extreme, but listen, that's what happens in the Philadelphia sports market. Let's be real. We obviously like to overreact to things. We are very passionate and we grab on to tiny little things and we make it this extreme, and that's what I think we're doing with Jake Arrieta's words. Now, I will say this. There was one section of his quote that I get why it's frustrating people. There's one little section of the quote where it makes you raise your eyebrows and say, Jake, really? You're going to go that way? So when he talked about Bryce Harper and said he needs to be there, he needs to be in this game, I get it. I'm okay with the passion of Bryce Harper. I'm okay with him getting all fired up and getting heated and showing some oomph. I'm totally cool with that. But I get it, and I agree, and even Bryce agreed. He should be in the ball game. We got him here to perform. Now, I'm not ripping Bryce Harper apart. Stuff like that happens. It's good. It's good to show fight. It means you care. It really does. I'm totally okay with him getting kicked out, but I understand where Jake is coming from when he says we need him out there. But here's the words that sparks the question on what the hell are you talking about, Jake? It's troubling. I'm out there doing everything I can to win the game. I need my guys behind me. Throughout his questioning with the media, it was we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to do this, and then I'm out there doing everything. I need the guys behind me. So it switched, it flipped, it went personal, and I wonder if he's just frustrated with himself. I did mention this part of it in the post-game show. I said, does he really care about the team, or is he just frustrated personally? Well, once you start going I on us, it changes the narrative a little bit. He has been on the record complaining to the media before. That's what he does. When he gets frustrated, when he sees things he doesn't like, first thing, he goes to the media. Instead of maybe having it with the locker room and that type of thing. Keeping it within the clubhouse. He goes right to the media to complain. And it's frustrating fans. Fans are getting upset about it. Now, I personally don't see it that much of a problem. I don't see this being an obnoxious problem where it should take over storylines over, say, Game 5 of the NBA playoffs here. I don't think it should be that aggressive, but it is. And the fan base is getting worked up over it, and I think it's just a big overreaction. But I do get the part that is getting people upset. Because he switched. He went I on us, which made it personal. He also mentioned the team not being ready to go after the rain delay. And I'm curious, because last year we get the news about Carlos Santana swinging baseball bats through TVs because the team was playing Fortnite. Did he see something in the locker room? See, we don't know that. We don't know that part of it. He clearly saw something that said, this team's not dialed in. This team's not focused. During that rain delay, almost 2 hours long. Did he see something in the clubhouse? We've had problems in the past. Not paying attention. Not being ready to go. Not being focused. So who knows what went on in there? Maybe Jake is seeing something that we're clearly not. Another argument. He's using a spark up too early in the season. It's the end of April. You only have a limited amount of spark ups. Now, see, I think that's false. One, if the right person's doing it, you can have more than a few spark ups throughout the season. Now, I don't know how much the clubhouse respects Jake Arrieta right now. Do they think, okay, you're right, he's our leader, he's our guy, we need to listen to him? Or do they think, shut up. You just complain to the media all the time anyway. Just shut up. And who are you? You had a bad season last year. You know, you gotta think about how the message is being delivered and by who. Because I've been in locker rooms where when our captain speaks, it's okay. Yes, you're right, dude. Yes. And then there's that Joe Schmo in the corner after a second period trying to get the boys hype, and you look over and say, shut the hell up. That didn't work. So that needs to play a factor. But this isn't too early to use a spark up. What the hell was Bryce trying to do? Was he not trying to spark up the team too? It didn't work. But wasn't he trying to spark up the team once he got kicked out by going out there and freaking the hell out? It's not too early because we're going up against a divisional opponent. Even Bryce said in the post-game interview, divisional games mean just as much in April than they do in September. We lost 4 of our last 5. At the time, obviously, we didn't know we were going to lose that game, but we're on his losing skid. And to think it's okay to lose here because we just came back from Colorado, a jet lag, and they're not supposed to win these games because they're on the road, that's baloney. That's crap to think you're not supposed to win game 22 because you're on a road trip. Get the hell out of here. That's a joke. And that's why I think it's okay for Jake to step in. We're 12-10 right now. If he's trying to make this team get a little fire lit under their ass, that's fine by me. Because here's why. This team, right now, wouldn't you say, underachieving? Maybe he sees the talent in the clubhouse. Maybe he sees how good we can really be and knows the expectations, and right now we don't have it. It's not too early to light a spark under your players' asses. We need to get going. And maybe he's trying to light the fire underneath these guys that don't play very much. Aaron Altair, Goslin, Roman Quinn, these guys that need to step up and produce because we lost Gene Segura, we lost Odubel Herrera. Obviously, those players aren't going to perform to the level of those players, like Goslin and Roman Quinn aren't going to produce like Odubel and Gene Segura, obviously. But maybe he's trying to get something out of them. Because those players are going to respect Arrieta. It comes with being a veteran in this league. So I don't know. I'm neutral on this. I'm not overreacting like some. People are really trying to stretch it. Getting all fired up. Screw you, Jake. Pissed off at Jake. Not even liking Jake anymore. And I think that's unfair. We're underachieving. Now, the one thing that bothers me, and I said it, is the way he went with that words, I. I did this. I did that. I need them. Is it about his personal game and his personal statistics, or is it about the clubhouse and winning baseball games? So I see why people are getting upset, but I still think it's an overreaction. He's a veteran leader. And if you're upset about him calling out Bryce, well, that's crap. Because we do need Bryce out there. You'd be lying if you said we didn't. He's allowed to get fired up like that. I get it. He's allowed to get emotional, Bryce is, and have days like this to spark up a club. But at the same time, Jake's not wrong. And even Bryce agreed to it without even knowing what Arrieta said. So listen, sadly, that's the topic of discussion for today. When it comes to Philly sports media, it's Jake Arrieta's quotes after the game. Something tells me that as much as I think it is an overreaction, I believe that clubhouse, though, some guys look at him funny. Some guys say, well, who are you? You're not going 8 innings and shutting out teams. You're not being dominating. You're not the Jake Arrieta you were, so where's your pedigree at? Believe it or not, I think that there are people in the clubhouse that probably think that way. Is that the right way to think? Well, I don't know. I think he's had success in this league, and he's a veteran, and you should respect what he says. But at the same time, there are times where Jake Arrieta has bitched and moaned to the media. In situations where it's probably not the best. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm neutral. Overreacting? Some guys are, yeah. Some fans are, yeah. But I see both sides. I really do. But at the end of the day, I think we're nitpicking just a tiny bit here. But that's because we're frustrated and we're losing baseball games. Because we're underachieving. And I think that's why this is even coming out. Because the fans aren't just frustrated. Don't you think the team is too? Let me know what you think down below on this situation. Do you think he's overreact? Do you think we're overreacting as fans by making this a big-time storyline? Do you agree with Jake? Do you hate Jake now? Does the post-game comments bother you? About Bryce Harper having to be in there? Or about the I statement? Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.